And then, bam, projectile vomit. Everywhere. The bride, the groom, the bridesmaids. Uncle Jerry probably hosed down the gift table. We're talking exorcist-level spunami.
Must we start with the gastrointestinal? Apocalypse. It's hardly the thematic core of the Unhoneymooners. It's a literary device, albeit a visceral one.
Visceral? It's the best part. Forget meat cutes. Give me meat pukes. Sets the tone. This ain't your grandma's romance novel. Unless your grandma enjoys mass food poisoning.
Welcome back to Heart Book Radio, the show that apparently now celebrates bodily fluid expulsion in literature.
And this week, we dove headfirst, hopefully not into a contaminated shrimp cocktail, into The Unhoneymooners by Christina Lauren. Which, by the way, I heard is actually two different women writing, and one of them clearly wrote all the boring parts.
That's a widely known fact, not a conspiracy. And your definition of boring usually correlates directly with the absence of explosions, or, apparently, vomit. Unlike our disastrous discussion on Wuthering Heights, where you insisted Heathcliff just needed a good energy drink.
Hey, he was mopey, and that book was boring. This one? Starts with a bang. Or, a hurl. Anyway, our leads, Olive and Ethan, hate each other's guts. But guess what? They're the only ones who didn't eat the bad shellfish at Olive's twin sister's wedding.
Thus, inheriting a free, non-refundable honeymoon trip to Maui. The premise hinges on this rather convenient, if disgusting, plot point. Olive, our protagonist, is defined by her perpetual bad luck.
Bad luck. The woman is a walking disaster zone. But relatable. Who hasn't felt like the universe uses them for target practice? I once lost my car keys, found them in the freezer, then locked myself out of the house trying to get them. That's Olive energy.
I'd classify it less as energy and more as chronic disorganization, and perhaps a touch of clinical pessimism. She's cynical, insecure about her body, which the book handles with the subtlety of a dropped anvil, by the way, and decides the rational response to her sister's ruined wedding is identity theft.
It's a free trip to Maui with her sworn enemy, Ethan, who, let's be real, starts off as a total Ken doll with a personality bypass. He hates Olive because, why again? His brother told him to. Lame.
Ethan's initial animosity is rather thinly sketched. I agree. Supposedly based on hearsay from his brother. The groom and, spoiler alert, a walking, talking human cesspit. But Ethan, readers, seem sharply divided. Is he the charming rogue who redeems himself, or
a gaslighting nugget of toxic sludge? Let's call it like it is. He spends half the book being all cute and supportive in Hawaii. They have that one scene people got very excited about, the one. Don't look so scandalized, Someone literally wrote, Ethan eats Olive out.
The development of their physical relationship is present.
Present? It's practically the only thing holding the plot together before Ethan pulls the ultimate bonehead move. Olive finds out his brother, Dane Mr. Perfect Groom is cheating on her twin sister Amy. And when Olive tells Ethan, "Mister, I am falling for you," he basically says, and I quote the angry people, "Are you sure you are not just making this up? You crazy, unlucky woman?"
His exact line, according to my notes, was, "Have you considered? You are seeing what you want to see." Which, in context, is problematic. Deeply problematic. He prioritizes loyalty to his demonstrably awful brother over the woman he supposedly developed feelings for.
Problematic? It's grounds for immediate dumping. It's like that time my ex swore his creepy friend Gary wasn't staring at my chest at my cousin's barbecue. He was Ethan is Gary.
This conflict is the crux of the reader division. Before this, many found ethering. Afterwards, terms like narcissist and unforgivable dominate the discussions. And do not get me started on the sister, Amy, also initially doubting Olive. The sorrel betrayal.
Right? What happened to sisters before misters? Though Amy did finance her wedding with coupons and contests, so maybe her judgment is already questionable. 75-item checklist. Exhausting.
So, beyond the vomit and the questionable male leads, is this book actually any good? The narrative relies quite heavily on coincidence. Olive's new potential boss and Ethan's ex-girlfriend just happened to be at the same exclusive Maui resort during their fake moon. It strains credulity.
Who cares about credulity? It's hilarious. It's like the universe is playing with these two and just keeps dropping random drama bombs. Opinions are all over the place. One says, sass, snark, swoon, and sizzle. The next says, zero chemistry. Thank goodness it's over. Someone called Ethan a gem. Someone else wanted him drawn and quartered.
I saw one particularly effusive comment claiming it melted my cold dead heart, while another simply stated, did not even smile. It's literary whiplash.
We got this message from a Brenda in Boys. Probably fake. Sounds like something you'd write. My sister-in-law served bad clams at her potluck. 5 people got sick, but nobody got a free trip. This book sets unrealistic expectations for food poisoning consequences. 1 star? C. Real issues?
I will concede the banter between Olive and Ethan, particularly, it is sharply written. Christina, Lauren, the duo, they have a knack for dialogue. But the central conflicts, resolution, feels rushed. Ethan's grand gesture felt less romantic and more like a man desperately trying to avoid consequences. And that throwaway line Olive has, I can appreciate my body in a bikini and still want to set fire to the patriarchy. Tacked on.
Oh, lighten up. It's fun. It's messy. People are yelling. People are puking. People are making terrible decisions. It's like life in book form. But what about that other line someone flagged? The weird joke about a haircut making someone look lesbian. It seems smart to be a lesbian right now. Yikes. Cringe.
Yes. That was unfortunate. A misstep. Now, the ultimate question. If Ethan were a sandwich, What kind would he be?
Ooh. Okay. He would be one of those fancy grilled cheeses that looks amazing, costs $18. But when you bite into it, the cheese is not fully melted, and there's a weirdly aggressive pickle hidden inside. Disappointing.
An oddly specific, yet strangely apt analogy. All right, time for the final verdict. Our patented Heartbook Radio rating system. How many? Let us stick with your theme. How many projectile vomits out of a possible 10 do we give the Unhoneymooners?
I give it 8 projectile vomits. High score. It was dramatic. It made me mad. It made me laugh. People were disgusting. Peak entertainment.
I cannot in good conscience rate literature based on emetic events. However, for sheer polarizing debate for and some genuinely moments marred by a deeply frustrating character turn, I'll give it a conflicted 5 out of 10. Therapy sessions potentially required after arguing about Ethan.
Boo. Play it safe, why don't you?
Next week, we are tackling My Sentient Toaster, Oven Tried Kill, a breakfast love story. Apparently, it is taking the reading world by storm.
Yes, killer appliances. Finally, some real literature.
Until then, you have been listening, for better or worse, to Heartbook Radio.